Hello, and welcome to Why I Love Warhammer, the series where I go into an unscripted ramble about why I love something in this hobby. And on this episode, it's Kill Team. The short version of why I love Kill Team is that it's a smaller game, and it represents so much more because it's so small. So, this is a Kill Team from the Kill Team Nightmare box set, which contains the Night Lords, who were my first 40k army, and the Mandrakes, that I also think look beautiful. I probably wouldn't buy these guys on their own, but I like them enough that because they came in the box with the Night Lords, I thought, well, I want them enough to get that, rather than just waiting. I'm also going to not talk about any pre-order FOMO nonsense that Games Workshop pull. We're talking about the game. And in a sense, the Games Workshop business practices lead into the first part of this, right? Because a kill team, if you buy a single kill team as a kill team, be it the Night Lords Legionnaires, be it the Mandrakes, be it the Heretic Circle, which I also acquired. I didn't get the other half, I waited for it to come out on its own. It's one box to get you your force, right? This is what you need to play a game of Kill Team. You buy this box, it's a game of Kill Team. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm yet to see a kill team of more than like 10 dudes. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, kill team blooded, that's 13 dudes. Get to Felgor Ravagers. I think I put them down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, 12, 13 guys is the most your kill team is going to contain in terms of number of models. And you can buy them in one box, and maybe you get a couple to just expand things out and get a bit more customization. But on the whole, you can have a full game of Kill Team with one purchase. Just one. And then, on top of that, it means that all of the paints you'd need to paint up your force is like one group. So if you follow the instructions and you get the 10-ish paints to paint up a kit, well, cool. It doesn't matter so much that you've got a limited range because your force is complete. And because it's so small, you feel like you can put more time into them because you're not in a rush to paint 40 dudes of different varieties to make them all distinct. You can really, really focus on your 10 to just make them feel unique. For my Necron Heretic Circle kill team, most of my Necrons are the classic green and silver. So what I did for these guys was I actually sprayed them red first, and then I did a silver dry brush over the whole thing, so they're glowing red from within. And that makes them look different, and it makes them clear. It makes it really clear that this is the kill team for them. So with it just being a smaller game, I feel like you can do a lot more. It's a far lower barrier to entry. And because it's such a lower barrier to entry, I mean, granted, it's not cheap, right? It's not, but 40 quid is, well, increasingly, 40 quid is about kind of 10 pints. Call it 2 pints for an evening. You're talking, 6 weeks, well, actually, including transport and going out. Transport and getting a snack afterwards. We're talking like 3 weeks of going to the pub. Call it 6 weeks. So if you were to forego the pub for 6 weeks, you've got a kill team in the paints, right? That's the level of accessible we're talking here. That's the lowered barrier to entry for a group of models that are going to see you through a long time. You can really pour your heart and soul into painting them up as much as you feel you can justify to yourself or want to do, and then you can just play a game. Also, Kill Team is a shorter game. I will play, when I do manage to play games of 40k, we're talking 1,000 point games that still take like an hour and a half to 2 hours each. If you want to get 3 games in, that's 6 hours. And I routinely will start playing at like 3 p.m. and at 2 a.m. I've managed to play 3 games and I drag myself home. Kill Team is so much shorter, and it's still just as in-depth, it's still just as tactical, but one game of Kill Team, half an hour to an hour if you're not so familiar with what you're doing. And so you can get 3 games of Kill Team in over the course of an afternoon. Rock up after dinner, go home at a reasonable time. Great! Kill Team is beautiful in that regard. And because it's small, it feels so okay to get more than one. So with this box, you get 2. I have this one, that's a third. And just generally speaking, you can get and because you get things like the Phobos team or Legionnaires, right? I don't have this Kill Team, but I do have 10 Chaos Space Marines that could be kind of used and transferred across and say counts as because near enough. I don't have a Phobos strike team, but I've got 10 Space Marines. They might not quite be in Phobos armor, but you can near enough play it. And it's a bit of a slippery slope between that and just full proxies. But the point I'm trying to make is that Galapox, in fact, that's quite a large kill team, but that's an exception, right? Anyway, it means that you can get 2 relatively easily, and you forego the pub for another 3 months, sure, but you do get. But that means if you've got a second, it's easier to get someone else into the game because they can borrow your models. In my April Fool's Day video, I said that one of the most frustrating things about Games Workshop pricing practices is that it makes it hard to justify trying to get people into the hobby. Because I want to play with people. I want people to be invested in this game, in this world. I want to be able to say, oh, do you fancy a game this Thursday, this Tuesday afternoon, do you fancy a game? And then say, yeah, sure. I've got, I'll pop in between work and dinner. Great. That's how I want this to be. I want to be able to, kind of go to see a friend, go hang out at a mate's house, and I've got my Kill Team just in a little box with me, put it in a storage case that's small enough that I can go into a satchel that also contains my trading card game decks. And there's, what do you fancy doing? Do you fancy Magic the Gathering Commander? Do you fancy Kill Team? Do you fancy going to the pub? Right? That's the level I'd love to be able to talk about Warhammer with people. Play this game. Kill Team is perfect for that. Is Warcry perfect for that? Sure, but this isn't the Warcry video. This is the Kill Team video. So let's go through. So I've spent nearly 10 minutes just talking about the concept of the game. Just move my mouse around here because I didn't get to put these on slides. But that's the thing with Kill Team. It's smaller, and because it's smaller, it represents so much more than just being a smaller game. This represents how I can justify trying to get people into this game. It represents doing more with my hobby. It represents time and dedication and care. That's what this is. That's what Kill Team is to me. It is the entry point. And it can be the ending point. It can be. So, okay, to use other games, right? If you go into a shop if you go into I don't like calling them nerd shops because that makes them, that kind of sounds like I'm disparaging them even though I'm not. But if you go into the kind of shop that sells trading card games and miniature war games and board games, those types of shops, there's a couple of chains I'm aware of: Forbidden Planet, Geek Retreat, Fanboy 3, these types of places. I mean, it's one of those the type of place a bit like that where I met, where I met my partner, who I'll be married to in, in 3 months. Anyway, I've got an affection for these places, but those types of places, you can go, and if you're playing, say, Magic the Gathering, someone says, "Oh, do you play Magic?" You say, "What format?" And they'll say, I don't know, Standard, or Commander, or Brawl, or Modern, or Frontier, or Legacy, or Vintage, or whatever. And you say, and if you say, "Oh, I've got Commander, but I don't really do Standard," that's normal. And if you don't know what that means, it means I do play this format where I've got a 100 card deck with a special character as my leader, but I don't play the game system where you only get to use the last year's worth of cards that have been released. That's a normal conversation, and it's just part of it. And if someone says, "Oh, do you do mini war games?" You say, "Oh yeah. Well, what do you play?" "Oh, I play I play Kill Team." "Oh, I play Full Scale 40k." And they're just two different games, and that's how I'd love the conversation to go as well. To be able to say, "Oh yeah, I've got Kill Team with me. Oh, I left my 40k at home. Do you play Warcry?" "Oh yeah, I do. But this is my Age of Sigmar army. Let me just have a moment to reconfigure some stuff." Right, that would be really fun. And that's how I want to play Kill Team. That's what I want Kill Team to be in public consciousness. Okay, I think I'm done just raving at how much I love Kill Team and what I think it could be for society. I say society, for the miniature wargaming community, right? Along with just skirmish games in general, how I think they could be. But as I say, this is the Night Lord's Kill Team, and again, I just think it's beautiful. I love this guy's claws, and I love his hair. It's so reminiscent of the 30k Comrade Kurz model. I love the lightning bolts. This guy's got the prop. I love the fact they've got the bat wings. I've usually bought the bat wing heads to be as like an extra bit. It's not an upgrade sprue, and they look a little bit dorkier. I like them dorky, but the fact is they are still a bit dorkier. So I think this is just phenomenal. What I would like to know though is if I can get up to the sprue or down to the sprue. Yeah, those are for the mandrakes. Yeah, what I want to know is how many head options we get, basically. So here, shoulder pads, body. Okay, got one head there. Maybe I'm just blind. I think that's the second and third head. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah. Seems like we've got a good range of heads, because as someone who doesn't really like painting skin tones, if I can avoid having to paint this guy's bald head, I would want to avoid painting that guy's bald head. Same for this one. I might make an exception to paint this guy up to look like Comrade Kurz, but if I can just have batwing heads, I'll just have batwing heads, fully helmeted as well. I love the lightning bolts. I love this guy with that reverse grip sword. I know that there's a HEMA channel that does YouTube shorts that comes up in my feed every now and then that has a joke about the reverse grip not being a good way to hold a blade. Like, maybe if you're doing it defensively, but then just use a shield. But it looks so cool. And that's what I want my guys to be. I want them to look cool. I think that's brilliant. I love these plasma guns. The swords have so eloquent. I think it's called a chain glaive. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comments. Um, I think that's awesome. It's got that Horus Heresy aspect to it as well. The skin that makes me so viscerally uncomfortable, I can't help but love it. It's glorious. And then the mandrakes, right? Same skin cloaks. I love this weapon. Like, I love all their weapons. Like, this sword reminds me of the Uruk-hai sword from Lord of the Rings, and this looks like the Dothraki Arax to me from Song of Ice and Fire. I think there's just a really lovely range of weapons. I love this fire stuff they got going on. I think they're just phenomenal models, and I cannot wait to paint them up. I was going to paint them up like, replicating this as much as I could, and then they put out this Warhammer community article with them being with multiple colours. I have no idea what my paint scheme's going to be now. I might paint them all to look a bit different. I'm also going to see if my other half, if she wants to try using this, I might add some pinks and purples in there because she likes that type of thing. But don't know yet. At time of recording, it's the 8th of April, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm just very excited to paint these guys up as well. The other thing with Kill Team, terrain. I really enjoy painting terrain, and it's a nice change of pace. Yeah, because like this box is going to come with 21 models, including the terrain. My current backlog consists of, looking at it right now, 3, 6, 7 models. One of which is nearly done. Actually, 2 of them are nearly done, from my perspective. And when those 2 are done, I've only got 2 models left that are GW sculpts. So I'll be wanting more stuff to paint, but when you've got 21 dudes, you do sometimes want a bit of a change of pace. And when my backlog's going to more than triple with the arrival of this box, I'm looking forward to just, I may end up wanting just to paint some terrain, just as a bit of a break, but still wanting to paint. And it will come with the books, you got all the rules, glorious. I don't use transfers that much, but I'm glad to have them. Okay, next kill team, Hero Tech Circle. This is what I did acquire as well, because I love Necrons. I've owned Technomancers before, but I never owned this specific Technomancer. So that was cool. And to be honest, I thought that this one and these 2 not plasma sites were going to have their own data sheets in the new codex. They don't, but that's fine. This guy resembles that character they did limited edition Camotech the Crooked. But I just think they're really cool. I think what I like with this as well is that there's a bit more range of model types. There's a bit more strategy to them. A mixture of Death Marks and Immortals as well is always nice. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, comments, but Euclidean Star Striders and Gelapox Infected were the launch box for, I don't want to say the first edition of Kill Team, because I'm pretty sure Kill Team's a lot older than that. But if we're on Kill Team, quote-unquote, 3rd edition, Kill Team 2nd edition ended with the Pariah Nexus box. And then there was an edition of Kill Team before that. So I'm counting that other one as first, and this is 3rd edition Kill Team. This was the Kill Team 1st edition launch box. I love how unique all of these guys are. And these are the ones that I think a lot of Warhammer YouTubers use when they talk about rogue traders. This one, I love the mask here. I think that's glorious. I love the range of them. Just phenomenal group of models. And they were paired off against the Galapox Infected, which were the exception to the thing I said initially of, oh, there are like 13 models tops in a kill team. This is huge. There's loads. And I love that these guys aren't just like random Nurgle dudes. They are distinctive with their own type of character. These insect things are just glorious. I absolutely adore this box. And it's so gross in all the best ways. Look at this guy with the mouths. Mouths where mouths shouldn't go. This guy with a literal furnace in his stomach. Look, I've known people like that, but the people I've known like that are metaphorically like this, not literally like that. This is just so phenomenal as a kit, and it's just so beautiful how individual all of these things are. With skirmish scale games, there's so much more room for creativity in the sculpting department as well as in the painting department. Let alone if you try and kit bash stuff, which, oh my god, if you've got a kit bash for some of these models, please show me, because I'll be so happy to see them. Okay, Corsair Voidsguard. I've got a friend who plays these as in Kill Team, and I just think they're glorious. I nearly got them because I thought, oh, pirates, but because I love pirates, but this is an eagle. This is not a parrot, and that's a lens, not an eye patch. And I just thought it weren't quite piratey enough for me, so I didn't get them. But like I say, I've got a friend who has this Kill Team, and they're good. Like, the psychic they've got going for them is genuinely phenomenal. I also love the spiky hair. It makes a nice change for an Eldari model to have spiky hair like this. Looks like Sam from Stardew Valley. And yeah, they're just fun. And they've got good poses. Another good thing with Kill Team is because it's skirmish scale and you know, this is your army, this box. The poses can be very unique in a way that in an army scale game might feel repetitive. And I think it works to its favour as skirmish scale. Okay, terrain. I think the terrain's also really cool for Kill Team, and I just think it's really nice and important to have a wide variety of terrain options. And yeah, you can play with, you know, bottles and ashtrays and tissues and mugs, which is the way I've played for a long time. But I do love how Games Workshop sculpt terrain, and I think it does add a really lovely dimension to games of Kill Team. Okay, I'll be honest, I do not own this. As much as I think it's cool, I am never going to buy this. What I did is I spent 1/3 the money on a box of Magnetiles, and I painted them up to replicate the Galadark terrain. It doesn't look like it, it still looks like Magnetiles, but the function is still there. I just thought it was really cool because I love modular terrain to build your own maps. I'm not using this as my modular terrain to build my own maps, but I still think it's a cool concept. Make this 30 quid, Games Workshop. Make this 30 quid and I will buy it. Okay, the Kill Team Extraction Squad. I think these guys did get... I don't know. No, these guys aren't Imperial Navy breaches as well, but I still think they're really cool. Again, this kind of Imperial group with armour, but it's not Space Marine power armour. It's got a good dog. I'm always a fan of the pets. And they just look like they're competent in what they're doing. Even this guy who's just got a random flail. Just really fun. You've got a med kit here. This guy's got a cool eagle sculpture thing. I don't know what it's called. Please let me know. They're just really cool looking. Felgor Ravagers. Beastmen in 40k. Something else with the Bray keyword. Like, I want this capitalised upon. I want these guys in the next Chaos Codex. And expanded upon. I want more of these. I want people to be able to run 2,000 points of Beastmen in 40k. Look at this guy in the gas mask. That's brilliant. I love that. Love that so much. And this guy with the lead dude with the chainsword. Glorious. I want more of this. And I think in Kill Team it's just perfect. And yeah, Inquisitors. Again, nice seeing these mods. Again, what is this? 7 dudes? I use dude in a gender neutral way. I don't know if any of these are female. That's a book. The Servitor Skull. But yeah, this is 7 models to be an entire force, right? Let's just ignore that it costs £32.50 for 7 people. 1 box, 7 models to paint. You've got a complete army. And let's face it, they're cool. So I like Servo Skulls, I think they're cool. This Inquisitorial Eye, glorious. This scribe looking dude here, it's fun. yeah, Inquisitors are just really interesting models, and I do like the lore about regarding Inquisitors. It's something I want to learn more about. Drukhari! I think Drukhari are really cool. I think that they are terrifying, and like Drukhari, if Drukhari were real, I think they would be the army I'd be the most personally terrified of coming up against. Thankfully, they're not real. This is a miniatures war game. We play with small plastic models. Therefore, the things that would scare me in real life become things I think are awesome in a miniature war game. And I think these guys are awesome. Hand of the Archon. Glorious. I kind of wish they were wearing helmets for me, but that's fine. I just think, yeah, the blades, the guns, the spiky armor, I just think it's all glorious. And the bird. Love the bird. I love birds in Warhammer. Okay, more of the Leagues of Votan, but again as a kill team. I think these guys are really cool. I do wish I could give them all fishbowl helmets, but jump packs as well. This guy, I'm calling him Bob because he's a beast of burden, carrying all the bags, just dynamic poses, just enjoyable to see and have. Classic dwarves rocking out. This guy looks like he's carrying knuckle dusters and a good axe. I love axes as a weapon. Okay. Tactical. This is just a box of Space Marines. And I think that's part of the strength of kill teams. You can just use models you had in 40k. My first kill team, I've got a Harlequins kill team. And that was my entry point into playing Harlequins for 40k. But just as easy to make them just a kill team. And I think that's fun. 35 quid, box of Space Marines. Paint them up in the contrast method, and you've got like, what, 4 paints? Really low barrier to entry. And you're playing a full game. A skirmish game, but that's a full game. Also, I like the beaky ones. I think they're fun. Same thing here, but it's Eldar Guardians. This is what? Spray them, black, red. Yeah, black, red. A colour for the soul stones. That's 3. Give them all helmets so you're not painting skin. 3 colours. And you're still, 3 colours plus edge highlight, right? They're black, red, white. 4 colours, including an edge highlight. You've got a full army. Glorious! Novitiates, I think the Adeptus Sororitas are really fun. And this just is part of the point here. Look at this one with the whips. Running with the chainsword, crossbow. Just, yeah. I just think these guys look really cool. Sorry, these girls look really cool. And again, unique enough to really hammer home that skirmish scale. And a clearly defined leader. Tau Pathbinders, again, I just think it was really cool to see a Tau being given love this way. Really dynamic posing, this guy with the binoculars, this guy with a little digital map thing, and the Tau drones. I just think they're just really well done. Yeah, Kill Team Legionnaires, box of Chaos Space Marines, but a bit more advanced than that. So I just think these guys work really well. I think they look really cool. And yeah, it's a nice distinction to have Chaos Space Marine Legionnaires and Chaos Space Marine Night Lords as 2 separate kill teams. It's that flavour and that distinction, because it can feel as a Night Lord player at times we are Black Legion players with a palette swap. So having the distinction, I think, is really important. I fully agree. Let's have this for Alpha Legion and for Iron Warriors and Alpha Legion, Iron Warriors. For just all of the other Chaos sub-factions, and I'm feeling really bad that I've forgotten who the others are now. Let's pretend that I remembered them all. And yeah, I just think that just Black Legion as well. Can't forget about them, the Sons of Horus and Abaddon, but I think it's a good thing that they're what they represent. Phobos Marines, see my previous statements. Blooded, I think they're really cool. I love this Chaos Ogre, and this is what we have for Traitor Guard, and it's in Kill Team. And for Kill Team, that's glorious. I love this Chaos Commissar type with the fist. It's like, you know, what if Yarrick fell, right? That's glorious to me. The car skin from the most recent edition launch thing for Kill Team, that's not true. They were separate. I'm thinking of a different one. And yeah, but they're still cool with the car skin. Imperial Navy breaches. It's a bit of a shame that these guys are one of the main battle line options for if you wanted 40k, if you wanted to play them in 40k, and that's kind of what I was on about. These guys are also unique, but it would feel weird to have them repeated if you had like 6 units of them. But service goal, this little tractor thing, I think, this thing I think is really cute, honestly. I like that shield. In Darkside, I used this shield as an Ogren. And classic axe, like a fire axe, that one. So yeah, super psyched about seeing these guys, and I just think they're really cool looking. Kroot. Love seeing Kroot. I think Kroot are awesome. They've got the birds, updated Kroot hounds, more, you know, shapes and styles of Kroot. Archers. I love archery in games, and I feel like it doesn't feel out of place to me for the Kroot to have bows. It would feel out of place like a member of the Imperium had a bow and arrow, but for the Kroot, I just think it's awesome. I love this guy here with his with that little pickaxe and the reverse hold, the reverse grip knife. Phenomenal. Some Shadow Bolts upgrade things. I just think these are really nice. I was really happy to see them in the box they were in, and I'm very happy they're sold separately. Okay, one of the 2 from the launch box, the Orc Commander. I love the little Ninja Gretchen. I think he's really fun. The Squig with the dynamite. Just everything good about Orcs is here. And again, Kill Team, so they feel like they can be a bit more unique without feeling repetitive. The Veteran Guardsman, aka Krieg in plastic. Glorious. Like, who doesn't love the Krieg? Who does not love the Krieg? And to have them here, I just think it's just a huge boon for this game. Blades of Cain, I thought these guys were really cool, and I feel like if I was I feel like I'm not far off wanting to actually get these for myself. I just think they look really cool, and they've got good poses, and because of the war gear, I don't feel like I have to magnetize them to get all the options available to me. Finally, Scout Squad. Just cool to see some Raven Guard representation, to be honest. I think the Raven Guard are really fun, and it's just a well-designed kill team. I love the sniper dude with the way he's fiddling with his goggles like he's just verified what he's just done. Glorious. So anyway, that's 33 minutes spent talking about why I love Kill Team. Just going through all the Kill Teams available at, or allegedly available at Games Workshop at the time of recording. Do you love Kill Team? Do you not love Kill Team? Let me know in the comments. If you want to like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, I hope you're all having a really good day.